here from Between the Lines. Thank you so much for tuning in to the third episode. I have Wassim and Mo here. How's your week going, guys, so far?
Another podcast, another no-win Wasim. Here we are.
It's hard
I
being an
couldn't be
Arsenal
happy.
fan.
I'm Mimi on my lap. Our official mascot, by the
Why
way.
does Mimi look different? The fur.
She's growing up week by
Did
week.
you shave her?
No,
You don't shave her bi-weekly? Or every month?
not even. She doesn't get haircuts as
You don't
much
get
as I do.
haircuts? No.
No.
Okay, guys. Today's episode is gonna cover what happened over the weekend, and I think match day. I don't know. I don't even know why I said that because I will never know which match day it is.
Match day
No one knows that off the rip. But yeah. So what we're gonna do in the beginning of the episode is.
Why is he laughing?
Yeah, we can't go through the intro again.
Yeah,
He's like match day. I don't even know what match day it is.
I would never know that.
No, but that's actually nice. Match day 11.
You unprovoked. You didn't know the answer. You unprovoked me. It's that game.
I know.
It's okay. Niggas who are listening to this are probably gonna be like, it's 11.
True.
The brain is working with you.
Okay, go.
It's 11. I'm gonna keep going. To be honest, we'll keep some of this in, so it's okay. So we wanted to do the predictions for last week's Champions League and the Premier League games. We had predictions for actually no, and one we had Syria match too. So I'm gonna go through what everyone got right as quickly as possible. Then we're gonna cover a couple games that happened over the weekend and give our most underrated, most shout out play we want to do so far in the season. And we do this weekly. So if you have one, just put it in the comments below. So yeah, that'd be good. So last week we had Arsenal Inter, which Wasim predicted 1-0 Inter. He got it right. Good job.
You know the team.
I know my team too well. Too many disappointments.
Then let's see now how many others Wasim gets to. Mo put 1-1. I put 1-1 too.
Yeah.
Red Star
I think we
Barcelona. Red Star Barcelona was.
See who wins this round. But keep going.
Yeah, true. Keep a score. So Red Star Barcelona. All of us had Barcelona to win. I had 3-1. Wasim had 3-0. Num had 4-0. You were the closest, but it was 5-2. But we all predicted right. Leverkusen. Wow, Wasim. Actually, no, you said 2-0, but I thought it was 2-0. It actually turned out to be 4-0. But listen, I think you should get like a half point for saying win.
But prediction, yeah, or like 1.2 win if you get the exact score.
Yeah, I think like at least 1 point. Yeah, prediction and score. Do 1 point. Do 1 point, and if you get prediction and score, you get 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Real Madrid Milan, 3-1 Milan. Wasim said 2-1 Real Madrid. Mo said 3-2, and I said 3-0. So none of us got that right.
One was wrong.
Right?
Yeah, that's the toughest one probably, because we all thought kind of Madrid would with that game. Another one we had was PSG Atletico. Atletico won 2-1. Wasim said 2-0 PSG. Mo said 3-1. I said 2-1 for PSG. All of us.
And you lost.
And they lost.
Yo, our knowledge is.
The knowledge is going down.
Our ball nolly is horrible. Then we said Brighton City. Brighton obviously won 2-1. Then Wasim had 2-2. Mo had 2-1 City, and I had 1-0 City. So,
I meant 2 on Brighton.
no.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
typo.
Liverpool Aston Villa. Wasim. No, sorry. Again, I looked at it wrong.
You believe in me too well.
Wasim said 3-1. Liverpool. Mo said 2-2, and I said 2-1. So
I'm ahead of the curve.
if only Aston Villa won. United Leicester, 2-0 Wasim, and then 3-1 Mo. They won 3-0, and I said 2-2. So I don't even get that point.
Ooh.
I want to
you were
be
winning, by the way.
yeah.
Comfortable.
When he gets the prediction right, it's over.
Yeah.
Chelsea Arsenal. Damn.
I know my club too well.
Yeah.
Wait,
Spot on.
do you guys remember what you predicted?
Was you said 1-1, I said 2-2.
Are you sure? I have it
Yeah.
written as Wasim 2-2, Mo 1-1.
No way.
No,
No,
you
it's
flipped it.
opposite way. Yeah.
You flipped it.
Yeah, I flipped it. Okay. Okay. Wassim got another one, and I said 2-1.
Listen. It's written.
I said 2-1 Chelsea,
2-1 Chelsea.
so I don't get the tie. So I lost by a
Wait, how
mile.
many points did you say you
Then-
get if you get the right?
2.
Is that okay?
Yeah, we might have to strip Ziad from
Yo.
hosting. We might have to rip Ziad from hosting privileges.
Yeah,
Yo,
crazy.
then, oh my God, I actually got this. So Inter Napoli. I didn't get this fully, but Wassim said 2-1 Inter. Mo said 1-0 Napoli, and I said 2-2 for Napoli Inter.
Oh, close.
Close, yeah. But very, very
Ziad is
far.
struggling in these fantasies and predictions.
Listen. Fantasy? Get the fuck out of here. Fantasy, I'm coming for Bender. I'm coming for him.
I almost had it, by the way. Damn.
Yeah, actually, I almost had it,
No,
but
no,
I got the tie.
points. You got the
He
tie.
got the tie.
Yeah.
Point for a tie.
Okay. So me and you are tied.
Okay.
All I learned from this is I might have to predict some wins for Arsenal. Maybe it will happen.
What was the score?
Wassim 6, and you and me are at 3.
Damn. That's insane. Okay. So that was pretty fun. We'll do that weekly, and we'll do the predictions for this week too.
No, but this is international break.
Yeah. So international break. So
National schedule, but
international break. We're gonna just do something kind of either throwback or something to do with rankings. We have a couple of episode ideas we want to do, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Honestly, that's probably gonna be the most engaging, fun
Better debates.
episode we have. So, but today's episode is going to be covering everything that happened over the weekend and just any news that maybe happened over the week too. So the first game we wanted to discuss was Brighton City. Brighton win 2-1. Like we said in the prediction right now. Pep loses 4 games in a row for the first time in his career, which is pretty crazy. When you think about it, it's a City team, very dominant team. And, again, Haaland scoring a goal, but not being the most clinical, to be honest. What do you guys think of the game? And do you guys think it was a fair result in the end of the day?
it was a game of two halves. I'll be honest. I watched the game. I think City controlled the first half pretty well. I expected
Did
Brighton to maybe similar to the Liverpool game, but they felt like it was they were more scared of City in the first half.
Yeah.
But the second half, it completely flipped. I think the Brighton coach made like 2 changes by bringing on Matt O'Reilly and Baliba, and they kind of changed the game for Brighton. And from there, City was all sort of all over the place.
Yeah, I think also Brighton, what they changed the second half is they went after Walker very heavily.
Yeah.
Walker is someone you want to expose in the City team. He's probably the weak link in the team right now, and it's not. He still has pace, but pace can't always help you out. Certain situations it will, but I feel like he gets caught up too much.
Defensively, man.
Yeah, he costs them a lot.
Honestly, another Arnold defensively, but without the technical ability. I guess instead of technical ability, he has pace over it. But yeah, man, the moment that their coach made the 2 subs, Carlos Baliba and O'Reilly, completely changed the game.
Yeah.
And I love Baliba, by the way, and I genuinely think by the end of the year, or next year, when the awards are coming up, he's gonna be one of the kids, like top 5 kids in the world for the Golden Boy. Like he's definitely one to watch.
Yeah.
I saw him in the African Cup as well, actually, for Cameroon.
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of City's structure. Nunez on left wing is just not working at all.
Yeah, it looks ugly, to be honest. You don't bring in Nunez, I think, for that position.
Even
that
when he's getting in position, I don't think he knows what he's doing up there. Like, there's a few times where he could have cut it back for Haaland, and he's just like, it just goes nowhere.
And when City they've been struggling for what, 2-3 weeks now?
Yeah.
And we were talking about how they can fix it, and I'm like, there's no way Pep doesn't recognize that he needs to put one of his center backs, invert them into the middle. He still hasn't done it. And back then I said he needs to put Nunez next to a center back in the middle, so he has that physical presence and Guardiola or Stones to play in the middle, and then he has Nunez with energy. But he's not doing any of that, man. Kovacic is left stranded. He's legit on a whole himself, and he's being outnumbered. He has 3-4 players around him, and he can't deal with it. Kovacic has never been a great defensive player.
I agree. You mentioned it before. We wanted Stones in the midfield. One of the defenders in midfield, and take a risk. We've seen it happen with other teams too, where you don't have a defensive midfielder that maybe is aggressive or makes the midfield a little bit stronger, and you want to put someone there that can pass the ball, and maybe it won't be the same level to the past teams with Rodri, but it gives you more ability to defend. and let your
Yeah.
creative players be more creative in terms of instead of going back and having to defend. And
And I think we have to mention Foden as well, by the way.
wow,
Stinker class after stinker class.
He's been dead since the Euros.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Like seriously, he looks really. I don't know if it's just the way the team is set up. Maybe it does. That's not the way he plays, or the.
Where does Foden play then? Because I used to think Foden plays behind the striker as like a shadow striker. I'll never call him a playmaker, but he played there with Holland like yesterday and didn't do anything.
Maybe a left winger, to be honest.
I don't know, man. He came over when De Bruyne came on. Foden
Yeah.
moved to the left. He moved
Yeah.
to the right first, over to the left
Yeah.
when Bernardo Silva came on. Did not impact the game. He ghosted. He had one shot which he should have hit on target and possibly scored,
Yeah.
and completely hit it off target. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Foden is maybe reached his ceiling last year, and he stays there at that level for a while, or even starts to decline.
I agree. I don't think he's gonna improve that much, to be honest. But what's funny is actually Brighton. This was their first win against City for 3 years, so they haven't beaten them in a while.
Yo, Pep is trying to break some bad records, eh?
Records,
Before he
yeah.
was setting records, now he's breaking it the wrong way. He's looking like a Ten Hag now.
Listen, when you win how many league titles in a row?
I was
think
gonna
he-
say exactly that. I was gonna say
Oh.
exactly.
I agree with that, man. I don't agree with that.
What do you mean?
Just because you win, you have room to fuck up? No, come
No,
on.
teams decline. Like we have to
Fine.
accept that.
That's fine. But like, I'd love to see him do something about it. Why are you not changing any? It's crazy.
But we give
City-
him the luxury of, because think about all the dominant teams in the past. They all decline at one point. Something happens where you just.
That's fine, but this decline needs to be studied. This is not normal. Like Liverpool are in the league. And by the way, this is not the same City that
Come on,
that
Liverpool's good.
out and say they can put a game like a 17-game winning streak together. It's not happening. The league's over. I'm telling you right now. I said what I said.
What do you think? Liverpool won it, Khalas.
Liverpool won the league. It's over.
I
Who's
agree.
gonna
Actually,
compete? Who's gonna compete?
I agree. I think Liverpool will actually win the league, and I said like 2 weeks ago that I think City will still win, but I think just the way the actually, let's give it till after the
Christmas.
international break, Christmas exactly, and see what happens. Injuries can happen to any team, so I don't want to ever take that away. And City are second half demons, so
I'm saying that I don't think that exists.
we say
anymore.
that every year. We say that every
What?
year.
Where's Salah injury from an exciting league title?
Maybe, maybe, but I don't know. We said that, but like, look at Diaz now. Look at Gakpo. They're everyone's even Nunes, man. As frustrating as he is, he still like chips in with goals.
Yeah. So yeah, that was about the Brighton City. Like I said, they haven't beat them in 3 years, and they did now. I think they really dominated the second half. But yeah, that's pretty much it. They move up to the fourth place, sorry, in the table. So just 4 points behind City, who are second now. So the next game we want to talk about is Chelsea Arsenal.
Brighton is sixth.
They're six. Oh,
Yeah. Oh well, I guess you might have looked at the title
Before.
before Chelsea game. Yeah, because
Okay.
they just came.
yeah. I remember seeing them in fourth.
Yeah, they were fourth before the Chelsea Arsenal game.
Oh, okay. Wow, stat man Wassim.
The extra points count. Also.
Because you guys are third and fourth, right? Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third and fourth, by the way.
Are you
Arsenal
actually?
were fourth place, and Arsenal, by the way. What a love story.
Are you
It's reminding me of the Wenger days, huh?
the Wenger days?
We'll see. We'll see at the end of the season. We'll see
Fourth
at the end
place
of
is
the
the
season.
trophy, isn't it, Wasim?
You won't play Noah every week.
He won't play Noah every
No,
week.
get a boost. Okay. Next game, Chelsea against Arsenal. 1-1. Pretty good game, to be honest, from both teams. Nothing really much to separate them. Of course, we have an Arsenal supporter and a Chelsea supporter, so I won't do much talking, so I'll let them kind of take over. But Wasim, what do you think of the game?
Listen, we both technically like set a draw, so I just predicted like a draw just because I got what I expected from it. I thought we would play better, which we did, just because Chelsea attacks, so like we would have a bit more room with the ball.
Yeah.
Both teams honestly like had like their possession period in the game. Both teams maybe had like 3 clear-cut chances. I thought both goals came from like defensive mistakes in a way. When it was Colwell, right? That like, or was it Fofana that held everyone online for the Arsenal goal? Colwell, he pretty much made everyone onside. And then for our goal, and maybe if you put like a screenshot of this, I don't know what party was, chilling with Saliba and Gabriel in the back. Martinelli should have tracked Neto, but like I think he was instructed to kind of like stay as like a double up on the wing. and hit a screamer in like the bottom corner, and that was it. Both teams had their chances from crosses, but it was just not good enough.
But Wasim, sorry, just to interrupt. You think that was just on Party, but why was Party so positioned in
So I
that
blamed
way?
it on Party and Martinelli because Martinelli at that point had a decision to make, and he like either lost him or just like he should have seen the space because Martinelli had like a face of where Neto is.
Yeah,
Party, if you see at the position, because I think in the whole Party was like marking air. If
yeah.
you see like the still shot, like
But
he
why
was
was
marking
he so touchy? He's
because
in the
the
box.
midfield was vacated. So and I don't believe like we're defending like we defended like in like banks, but like
Yeah,
Partey shouldn't have been in the box with the other set like the center backs and the fullbacks.
yeah, yeah. Like that's what I'm confused
And
about.
I mean, the moment Neto took like three chances in soccer, that will either be Rosie or that will be in the net.
And these are professional athletes, by the way. You don't give them that kind of space.
Yeah.
This is the shit they do in training every single day. You know those training videos they release from on the club's pages on Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
That's all you see. Touch the ball, couple of steps, hit it, and
Hit
like.
it, yeah.
It came up. But you know what? I can't. I don't know, man. I still don't fully blame Partey because Partey was playing in a six, right? So it kind of makes sense for Partey to sit back. I'm not gonna say sit back and mark no one, but it makes more sense for him to sit back than it did for Rice. Rice was playing a higher up role today, so it would have made more sense for him to be pushed up on Enzo,
Yeah.
and Partey is usually pushed position behind him. But they were basically holding hands in the box. And I think another thing is lack of communication.
Yeah, someone should have called it. Like Havertz should have maybe stepped like up or down, but it doesn't feel like anyone communicated
Exactly.
with him.
Someone behind him. Oh, step to your left shoulder.
Or
Two
even
steps.
Martinelli saw the whole thing, should have communicated with anyone. Like after the goal, everyone like put their hands up and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yelling. Like Gabriel like started screaming, but I'm like, there should have been some communication there. But that was it. I thought like it was a fair result. I think we have too many lack of like communication in a few points. There has been so many games where we just had like costly mistakes. But 1-1 is not a bad result for me at the bridge. I think the issue and the damage was done in like a loss to Newcastle and the loss to Bournemouth. That's
Yeah.
where the issue is. A point here would have not been bad if we
Yeah.
just didn't fuck around in the previous games.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. But also, Wasim, I was gonna say is that, like, I think with Odegaard coming back, it's helped you a lot with this game. Just in terms of how you were able to bring the ball up or get out of situations that maybe you were uncomfortable in. That's his.
But
That's his
yeah,
best ability.
they won't play a team that presses like us every week. We
Yeah.
press high.
Yeah.
What happened? They play Nottingham Forest after the international break. Nottingham Forest
Honestly,
sit deep.
I was waiting for the international break, and thank God it finally came because this last month since the last international break has just been
Yeah.
a mess.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see my team between like this international break to the Christmas period because that's what I'm going to see where the team. Because honestly, I'm not even looking at Liverpool or even City for that matter. I think even for Chelsea, I think right now it's all about just separating between like
bottom.
because right now between third to 13th there's like 4 points. There just needs to be some separation there because like one loss, let's say a draw or a loss in the next game, we're gonna be probably like eighth or something because everyone's just beating each other in like
Yeah.
the teams in between. But don't get me started at the very end with a chance. I was doing fine until I had to witness the last chance.
That's the thing. I think Arsenal fans were very happy with a draw until they saw that last chance.
I don't know what Trossard was doing because you could clearly see that Havertz was screaming that like he wanted the chance. Trossard, I guess, instinct he wants to get the headlines.
Of course.
But Mike, just let it go. But also that chance came from like Odegaard like making a through ball to Saliba on like the wing. I think what we're missing was like cutting. I think Odegaard definitely did have an impact on our team because you see the whole team like playing better overall. Just we finally have some creativity in the middle. But again, a lot of the time Chelsea forced us down the wings and we just kept crossing and they just kept dealing with it. So we still have like some figure out because I feel like we're not going through the middle as much. But Odegaard will help with that. But we'll see after the international break.
Yeah. Chelsea was Mo. What do you think? How did you guys play?
I was happy with the way we played. I played the way we expected, but I still think like this team has so much to learn, and I don't know, man. Madueke, we have a Brazilian winger coming in next year, and this kid is tearing it up, man, over in Brazil, and he's making a big name for himself. Got a couple of calls for Brazil, and man, Madueke has competition next year for sure because it looks like he got too comfortable. Now he's like. He's not going at Timber at all today, for example.
People got gas from the fantasy points early in the season.
Yeah, early in the
Yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah. I got hyped. I picked him
Yeah,
up.
I know. Don't get me wrong, he's playing well, but the thing is, like my wingers as an attacking team, I don't want your like standout trait to be the fact they're
The
able to
work
track
rate.
back.
Yeah, work rate.
I want you to have cutting edge and like in the other going forward.
Especially for a big
And
team.
exactly, and like you saw when Neto moved over to the right side, Timber was having a hard time. He kept going at him. He's aggressive, and the way he cuts in, he takes shots. He puts a lot of good crosses into the box. And remember last week when you were laughing how I said Chelsea need to buy a striker that has that box presence because that's a plan B we need. Then to put in some good
But you
crosses
know
today.
why I
And
was laughing? I was laughing at the
huh?
1.5 billion. I wasn't laughing.
Oh yeah,
I agree with you.
it, no, but I agree. It is a joke because like
Yeah,
man, how are we still needing a goalkeeper? I'm honestly we need a striker. I absolutely love Jackson.
yeah,
I think
I
he's
love
like
him.
title with, but or a trophy. But you still need that plan B, which we don't have, man.
Yeah,
And he needs competition. He needs someone to push you at the end of the day. Like I remember when we had Drogba, they brought in Anelka, they brought in Shevchenko, they brought in Torres, they brought in big names, and Drogba was still sitting there and like pushing them all to the bench, right?
yeah, yeah,
What I want to happen with Jackson. I want him to be that guy that's like always fighting, but then it's clear that he's the main man.
yeah.
But overall in the game, again, like I predicted, Kukurea,
Oh,
and after masterclass, locked Saka down. Starboy Saka, by the way.
if Moreno stuck a leg, we would have just been talking about Saka with that big moment.
Um, Also, Enzo Fernandez coming off the bench, he has to have a shout out because Enzo is the guy that I've been saying. Some players, like Maresca in his press conferences, will always say Enzo lacks physicality, that's why he doesn't play. And people understand physicality wrong. They think it's like his strength or whatever.
Yeah.
Physicality for Enzo means he can't get box to box, which you can't. Did you see Cruz ever in Madrid going box to box? No.
No.
But they built the team around him because he's that good to be able to link play
Yeah.
that he's able to do his thing and everyone else around him works.
Yeah.
Uh, the moment Enzo came on today, our game became so much more fluid, and I'm not surprised. I mentioned it last week.
Yeah.
15 goals in 4 Enzo starts, and then we scored 3 goals in 4 Enzo starts. He comes on today, and again, we get the comeback, I think, a minute or 2 minutes after he
2
steps onto the
minutes,
pitch, and his assist. And it's his positioning that allows the players to cut in. And the thing is, Caicedo or Lavia on the ball, players don't make runs that, like cutting runs that they know they're going to receive it and take a dangerous shot from.
Mm.
But when Enzo's on the pitch, you're looking to make that final run and get the ball from him. You know it's gonna come one way or another.
Yeah.
Just like Odegaard, by the way. Like Odegaard today is insane, and I want someone like Palmer to learn from this guy because Odegaard ghosted for 90 minutes, I'll say, but he had one big moment, and that one big
Ghosted?
moment was an assist. He ghosted. Odegaard didn't do anything today, but it's not even a bad thing. He's rusty. He's been out for 2 months, but I think that's what a big player does. You're not there, but then one moment that you showed up for, it's an assist. It got you a goal.
Yeah.
Would you take out Lavia out of the starting 11?
I wouldn't take Lavia out. The way we're playing, you have Gusto. Do you see how far Gusto up plays
Yeah,
up?
yeah.
So I would put Caicedo right back, which makes so much sense because Caicedo is going to end up inverting play where Gusto plays. And then Caicedo off the ball is good one-on-one defensively.
Okay.
And place Enzo in the middle. We need Enzo in there. But I guess if you're not going to bench Gusto, then you got to take out Lavia, man. Sadly. Although Lavia brings so much composure. But again, today, people don't want to like hate on Lavia because he's a kid and he's new. He's amazing, but ever since that Liverpool game, he hasn't been himself. Against Newcastle, in a turnover, he lost the ball at half. Today, he lost the ball again against Arsenal. And people don't mention it. They stay quiet about it. But when it's someone like Enzo, the world is loud. Everyone's loud. Social media is loud when Enzo messes up.
But you know why?
Listen, 120 million, the guy does not place the price tag on himself. What else can he do? Do you want him to score goals week in, week out? He is not that
I am
type
not
of player.
saying I want goals. I'm not saying I want
Let me
goals.
ask you something. What's Declan Rice doing? Did Declan Rice have a single impact on the game today?
Here's the thing.
Caicedo had him in his pocket today.
I
Did not
can
do
say-
anything.
I can sympathize because I feel like price tags and wages should
Yeah.
not be like a way to hate on player. Because like it's if a team overspends on a player, that's the fault
the
of the
club,
team. That's the
exactly.
club's fault. It's not the player.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
yeah.
But I'm just
No,
saying.
Yeah, no, I
That's why
understand.
the expectation.
That's why they talk, yeah. But the I love Enzo because Enzo actually makes the team play. And again, by the way, today was probably the first time in a while where he actually played in this position, sitting deep, and he gets to move the ball. He gets to get the ball from a goalkeeper or a center back and move it up, instead of playing right beside the box. He's not a 10, man. He's not an Odegaard that's slick.
He's not a
and can
10.
do-
No way, no way. He's
Heavy.
deep. Plays deep.
Listen, but I think today too though there was a difference in keepers. By the way, you guys need a new keeper.
Oh,
You guys need that. Even the offside goal for Havertz, my man is just chilling on his line. Just
He does
make
that
the
a
move.
lot. He does that a lot.
guys watch the goals Chelsea concede. Listen, I love Sanchez because he has won his points. He won us a lot of points this season, maybe 3 or 4 points already. But at the same time, you don't win something with a keeper like him. He's 26, and they say for a keeper that's young, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Like, look at Liverpool. They were struggling with Karius, got to the Champions League final, and got slapped by Madrid 4-1. The moment they brought in Alisson, they won a Champions League, won a Premier League.
A keeper's important.
They even have a new keeper coming, from the
And
Georgia
Kevin-
team, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the guy from Georgia. Even with us, like I remember when we went from Czech, we didn't decline. We got Czech, and then we went to Courtois right away. So we know how big keepers can be, man. A keeper and a striker are like two of the most important causes in the team, and I don't know how we spent this much money. Yeah, we don't have a decent. I mean, he's not decent. He's not as much as I love him. He's not decent, and he doesn't fill you with confidence, man. Last week I was talking about Sanchez and his Bozo moment. I said if we can avoid a Bozo moment from Sanchez, we can win the game. We didn't avoid it. This guy stays on his line. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's like he's scared, and also that Martinelli goal, you can
A
never.
keeper should say that. Like, Martinelli
Yeah.
just shot it in the near post. Like, a
Yeah.
keeper should.
Yeah, keeper should say that, but I want to say something, by the way. I know we talk so much about near post shots, but if you think about it, a near post shot is much harder to react to than a shot that's going across you. The near post is the first thing that comes to you. Like, you can't react in a split second to raise your hand versus a shot.
But it's how you're positioned, though.
But you can.
But I agree, positioning wise, it is
Yeah.
horrible. But if you are positioned wrong, then a near post, we can't even talk about the near post. The near post is actually very hard to react to in a split second.
But the way he stood there, I'm like, Martinelli has to score because he just stood there.
Mhm.
If you're like 2-3 steps away from the net, you're gonna score that.
No, but even if he,
Tell Martinelli and like
Yeah.
make like a league or something.
but even it would seem like even that positioning to me is not the reason why he. It's his reflexes there, because like his positioning wasn't the worst thing in the world. It was the way that like honestly, if you look back,
Yeah.
he was near post. He was already almost near post.
Goalkeeper, you need to be stuck to your post. You need to be like, even if you
Mm.
don't put your head up, it should hit you. And honestly, Sanchez reflexes, man,
Yeah.
I think they're decent.
Yeah.
I do think his positioning, man, and
Yeah.
his decision making. Curtis Jones against Liverpool. Curtis Jones had time to bring the ball down in the 6-yard box, think about it, take a step, and place it in. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we need a keeper. That's the end of. But I just want to say something. Arteta is a clown, by the way. Oh, and Kai Havertz. Don't get me started on
Here we go.
I called Clown Havertz.
Why?
Clown. This man scored an offside goal and tried to shush us, by the way. See what happened the rest of the game? Got cut in the forehead.
Yeah.
He was being pushed down by Chelsea players. Reece James shoved him down. Caicedo shoved him down.
Listen.
Why are you coming to the bridge and fucking around?
Now that he
Whatever.
mentioned-
You're fucking around. What is this, a gang? Get the fuck
Listen, whatever Wassim said last week about did he want you to the Champions League? Fuck him and fuck anything he did.
out.
Fucking clown.
Listen, he has to
Now
shush.
that what you mentioned when Havertz got the gash, the shit housery that
Cucurella.
No.
the shit he did for 2 minutes.
I agree.
Oh, came back.
Wasting time.
The shameless-
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But yo-
I remember like fucking around with like the
Slipping?
throw.
Yeah.
Like, he-
Did you see
Like,
Cucurella pointing to the ref? He's like, yo, so he has to go off the pitch. This game, I swear to you, there wasn't so much football in it. It was some WWE against Havertz, some shithousery and them wasting time, and shithousery and fucking Cucurella telling the ref, yo, he has to go off the pitch.
But since when,
Timber slipping like, yo.
I was so confused in the whole thing too. I'm like, since when did the player get a gash in the head? Say I want to stay on and gets a yellow card.
No.
No.
Because I'm like, no, because usually though you stop the play for
You
that.
start the play. I agree because
Like,
it's
since when
not.
do you just no.
You got a yellow for it?
Yeah, he gave him a yellow because it was like what Havertz was saying, I can like stay on and they can like.
But they can't,
you know.
with blood. You have to step off the pitch.
But yeah, the shit housing for those 2 minutes, it was
Listen,
like.
that
honestly.
moment was one of my favorite moments of the game because I was dying laughing, and I was like,
That-
wasting time. By the way, forget
Stop.
Havertz stepping on
"Stop,
the
Mo.
field.
Wallah, you would
Yeah.
love this. If this was Chelsea, you'd be like, yo, that was amazing.
I-
You know,
I-
wasting time is an art. Come on.
Not at 0-0. No. My thing is,
No.
they were doing this when it was 11v11 already. They were wasting time on a throw-in.
Yeah, but no,
They
it
were
was
wasting
11v10 because Havertz was still out.
Oh, that's fine. I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all game they were wasting
Oh.
time.
No, but
Free kicks, they would stand over it, put a hand on the hips. Man, this is a
every
He
team
team.
does
it.
that a lot.
It's like every team
At
does it.
0-0 was he?
Yeah, every team in the Premier League does it. I honestly, even from last year, I'm like,
But that's
every
crazy.
team has adopted.
I don't know. I haven't seen my club do that, to be honest.
And
I
honestly,
went down.
I think the thing is, I think what they did in the World Cup though, the last World Cup
15
when,
minutes.
when they started adding everything counting and like they're adding plus 15, I think they should do
We
that.
had that last season.
Yeah,
Premier
because
League.
honestly, at this point, you might as well time waste. Honestly, every game at the Emirates, if you see time waste at this point, I feel like if we time waste, fuck it, might as well.
I just
Because after witnessing Newcastle keep time wasting year after year against them, I'm like, fuck it, you know what, might as well time waste.
I know, but like, what message does it send your players when you go as a coach? Today we're gonna waste time. We're gonna kill the game. We're gonna break up play as much as possible. We're gonna sit
Does
back
that a lot.
and hope. One second, and hope for a mistake But because there was no press from Arsenal, let's hope for a mistake for them to fumble the ball for us to transition. You're literally that's me telling my players, you guys are not good enough to compete here. Because if you can't go head to head, what are you telling your players? We're
But that,
selling for a draw. You guys, this is a team that was second place last year. Everyone's raving about them.
but honestly, that has been our way against like the big six, and I honestly has been working since last year against top six like teams. We've won seven and tied seven and lost zero. So it is working against the big teams, and honestly, it's a bit refreshing at least from watching because like a few years back when we faced a top six team, I accepted a loss away from home.
Yeah, but you don't
But
want
like,
to
but no, but like since then, we've honestly with more pragmatic approach against top six teams away from home at least, we've like drawn seven and won seven and lost zero. So it is working to away in top six. 'Cause in the restart in the rematch, I guess at the Emirates, we won't be playing that way. And I think Odegaard, honestly, we have gotten a lot of abuse the past few weeks, and I get that from like, oh, we've dark arts. Apparently, when a team like scores a corner, apparently that's classified as dark arts
no,
and stuff like that. and like,
Yo, you have Ben White undoing a keeper's gloves on the line. Yo, if I played against that guy. Oh my god.
but,
Two-footed tackle.
but like, yeah,
Studs up.
and the funny thing is, people like complain about, oh my god, these guys like go in front of like the keeper, mess around, he can't get. Now every team does it, so
Yeah.
it's okay. So it doesn't really matter. But like, since we got our cam, and I'll wait until the international break, we will be playing beautiful football again. At least now that we have a playmaker. But yeah, like. No, it's okay. But no, that 2 minute stretch when
It was
we were
hilarious.
time with was hilarious to
That
me.
was
I loved
If
it.
we were losing, sure, I would be pissed. But at that point, it was a draw. I'll take it until our player comes back.
Exactly, I agree. You wait for him to come on, and like honestly, Havertz. What you were saying, Wassim, is that yeah, you have to get off, but I'm pretty sure you stay on you go on the ground for a little bit, then you get the guys to come on to see if they can do it on the pitch before you start the game 10v11, because
That's why I remember. I was like, and Krill is smart about it. You might as well do it and point it out.
Of course,
to
of
like
course.
take them off. I'm like, yeah, they usually try it at least on the pitch before they
yeah.
like take him out.
We
because
always talk about how shit refs are, man. Like,
yeah, because it's not your fault. You started bleeding, right? So it's like almost you're faulting him. Maybe he got hit or something, and then he
I
gets.
think it was just the gash from last game because the gash was from the Inter game. So I think they might have just contested ahead and started bleeding from that gashing.
Yeah, but honestly, overall, good game, I think. And like Wassim said, I think you take it a point away from Stamford Bridge.
they took a point home to Liverpool. They're playing the exact same football. Like Wasim saying, they used to win games or whatever, not lose games. Not losing a game is not enough, man. And by the way, we were clowning Carragher for saying they play like Mourinho. Arteta wish he could play football like Mourinho. Mourinho used to build it based off of a solid defense. Now they're leaking goals. Mourinho used to score the first goal and sit back. These guys sit back before the game even starts.
But here's the thing: we don't even. Carragher is making the comparison himself. We don't even want to make the comparison, and like
No, I'm
almost,
just saying.
all the Arsenal fans will complain about it because we don't play that way, or like he's trying to base it on this season when 3 of those games that he's complaining about we had red cards. I'm sorry, but our team is defending.
That's fine.
Because like we were. Other than the Bournemouth game, the other 2 games we're winning. You want us to keep attacking to score like another
I
game.
just miss watching Arsenal play
I think
football.
I think
not American football, the real football.
it's shameless that Odegaard is the reason we're not playing attacking football, but now he's back. After international break, I hope that it's going to be Odegaard, Rice in the 6th, and Moreno at the 8th. Or Moreno has like some like good things and bad things I've been seeing since he's making his cameos. But get Partey off this pitch. I don't want to see him again.
Yeah, he's been a problem for a long time. I know Moe likes him, but I think
It's not
he's
that I
a
like him. I just don't think he's as shit as they make him out to be.
I just don't. He just ghosts. It's like sometimes when he's just ghosting. There's a midfield gap opening for no reason.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, overall good game. So we'll just move on to Liverpool, Aston Villa, 2-0 Liverpool. Again, it's Salah. You know, it's always gonna be Salah, and you know he's gonna get mentioned again.
He is inevitable.
What was he? What?
Inevitable. Salah is inevitable.
Legit.
That game, by the way, just amplifies Emery's ass.
Mhm.
And I will go against anyone with that.
I've been saying
Overrated coach with shitty play style.
that. I've been saying that.
Why?
That game was just pretty much an Emery team when he ever was with a big team. That was the exact same way he wanted us to play with like Torreira and Cam. It's like no football. No, there was no football. The shitty part about that game, Liverpool didn't have to be great. They didn't even play that much.
Yeah.
All the chances Liverpool got that game was pretty much from a shit set piece they just start counting. And it happened like 3 times where Aston Villa tried to do the exact same thing,
Yeah.
and Liverpool just countered.
Yeah.
And like they sat off when they were losing 1-0. Liverpool were like, okay, we don't need to go at you anymore. Liverpool were passing the ball back and forth between center backs and center midfielders, and Emery had his players like just sitting behind the ball. Ollie Watkins and Rogers just holding hands, like as far as each center back is, one person on Van Dijk and the other guy on Konate, and they're just watching them pass the ball back and forth. Zero press, zero urgency. You're losing the game. Like, where are you gonna get your goal from? Emery for me peaked last season. And it's always exciting when the manager comes in. Listen, I don't think he's horrible. He transformed Aston Villa. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They were relegation candidates. Okay,
Yeah.
he brought them into the top four. Amazing. But for people to keep telling me, oh, he's this like, I don't know, this like revelation of a coach, he's not.
This was when Moyes got Everton to top 4 once, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That's it. It's okay to be a good mid-table coach. No shame in that.
But
But
he coached in La Liga too, and he had success there too. So
What is success though?
And he
to
you
me,
know what?
success could be anything but with your team.
You know what? You got some Europa leagues. Congrats. That was about it.
But yeah,
Stop.
they're not.
Stop.
No.
Yo,
He's
when
one
you
of
take
the-
a mid-table team,
Managers I've ever heard.
when you take a mid-table team and you bring them to silverware in Europe, you deserve some praise.
And he's taking them back to where they were, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna make Champions League again. Hopefully that doesn't come back. It might get clipped, but like they should not. They're definitely not gonna make it this year.
They won't, they won't.
The players are nowhere there. Diego Carlos is one of the most hilarious defenders
Legit.
I've ever seen.
Legit.
Oh, yo,
Yeah,
is
go on.
Salah in the Ballon d'Or talk or what are we saying?
Listen, okay, since you said it, he's my shout of the season so far. I think he's Ballon d'Or talk. He's been unbelievable, consistent, like,
Just surpassed Henri's assist record, 75 assists. Henri's at 74.
and what he wants now is surpass Beckham. I think.
How much? Do you know how much Beckham's at?
I don't know. I think he's
Yo.
a couple away.
Listen, man, this is insane because his name is being mentioned amongst all these legends, and I still don't think Salah gets enough talk about him. It's crazy. The media's silent. I swear to you, if this was
I know.
anyone else,
I know.
like Harry hit a 30-goal season one time, and the whole world collapsed. When Henri broke Ronaldo's scoring record, or was it Suarez?
Yeah.
It was mentioned for the day, and then he collected his golden boot and walked, and preseason came, and it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah. He's a killer.
The racism in the media.
Seriously. If it was imagine if it was an English. Imagine it was Foden, doing what he's done.
Yes, exactly. Any English player, man. Look at Bellingham last season at Madrid. We always say this.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got praised for performing at a decent level.
No, I agree, and honestly, I think overall, if we'll talk about Salah later because he's my mention, so I want to mention him again. I definitely talk about him. But with the Liverpool Aston Villa game, also Nunes again, man. Like, there's some chances he has that you just have to finish, and sometimes he just stumbles on his feet a lot, even when he has to make a pass or you have to make a shot.
He scored one and missed 2 clear cuts that he should have finished. The one other 1-on-1 and the header that
Man,
he should have
someone
done.
released a montage on a 2-minute montage on Twitter of Salah feeding him last season.
Yeah,
And it's actually insane. I'm like, wait, Salah could have hit double digits in assists if this guy is scoring. By the way, they're tap-ins. I'm not even asking you to finish
Yeah.
1-1. Tap-in.
that's what used to happen last season. One of the last few seasons of Suarez with Messi.
Yeah.
Messi would
Yeah.
feed him fucking balls, and Suarez would miss consistently. And it's Suarez, I know, trust me, like Suarez is one of my favorite strikers ever. But in the end of his reign with Barcelona, he was horrendous. So
Yeah, let's put Suarez and Nunes in the same sentence.
But honestly,
know.
right now, Liverpool's counter is just deadly.
yeah,
Once their wingers start running on the ball, it's just done.
we're talking about the counter-attacking of Liverpool and how deadly it is. We're seeing expand, brother.
No, like Aston Villa, for some reason, I don't know why they had to get caught with it like 3 to 4 times
Yeah.
for them not to even learn from it. But it's like they do one shit corner to the near post, they clear it out. So many times Van Dijk would just boot it nicely straight to Salah, and once Salah is through, it's done.
Yeah,
Like Leon Bailey got away with getting not a red card just because like they scored from it, and in the other ones you could see the panic. Like they were, Salah almost made a nice ball to Diaz for one of them, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and like it was this close to go through until Konza made it like a last
Yeah,
ditch.
yeah.
But it seems like almost every counter for like Liverpool is like literally a highlight.
But this is another reason I'm saying Emery is not like the coach everyone makes him out to be, because you know what, man? Your first set piece didn't work and you got counterattacked and you conceded. They conceded from the first one, did they not?
Yeah.
Okay. fix your defensive line. He was leaving, I think, one guy alone at the back, and you're facing Salah, Nunes, Diaz. Let's even put Curtis Jones in there.
Yeah.
4 runners, by the
Yeah.
way. 4 deadly runners on our counterattack. And why I really like Arne Slot is because he's mixing his football with club's principles. Like, he didn't just come and say, forget whatever club said.
Yeah.
The club taught you guys for the 8 years or 7 years he was here. He's building on it. He's keeping some of the fundamentals. And I like that because it's clearly working out. The amount of counterattacks that Liverpool have scored this season
Yeah.
is nice. I really like it because you see a mix of Slots football plus clubs football. So, and I think this is why they're at the top. He's transitioning the team very slowly. He didn't just say, "Okay, we're coming to play my football."
Yeah.
You know, he's transitioning the team, and this is why they're successful so
It's
far.
a good way to transition.
And for Villa, honestly, they need to figure out what's happening with Ollie Watkins because this has been a horrible year. Start for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just been.
I think this is Oli Watkins' level. Last year, he just if you look at his XG, he probably outperformed his XG.
Oh, heavily.
They're not even like creating that many chances for him.
Yeah.
At least last year he would miss a lot, but
Yeah.
and he would score. But like this year, they're just not creating.
Yeah, they're not creating to be able to save him from missing or
Like
even
if it wasn't
scoring.
for like Duran's super subs, like for the last
Can't
like
be
in the
that
first 2 months of the season, they would be very like low in the table.
Yeah, maybe it's time to think about starting him. Watkins could be
I
droppable.
was thinking so too, but man, Durant off the ball does not he doesn't. You know, managers, man, they love those players that chase off the ball, and I don't know if Durant does that. And also, man, his discipline is not it. He will always get booked. You can't really trust him.
We're in an era of worker. If you have worker, you're starting.
But don't get me wrong, man. I will take Durant at my club in a heartbeat. He was linked with Chelsea in the summer, actually.
You know, to give you something different off the bench for sure. Yeah, so Liverpool and Aston Villa 2-0, great game. But the next game we want to talk about is Sociedad against Barcelona. Of course, my boys lost, and I went to stadium. Disgusting. But to be honest, I feel like it could be a combination of both reffing and performance. It's a tough stadium to come and grab 3 points, to be honest. So, but even though we've been actually really successful in winning here lately, I just feel like we were hard done by the refs. There's definitely no offside, to be honest. Clearly, it was a defender's toe. If you see the picture of the VAR, it's the refs. It's the defender's toe for sure. So not Lewandowski's. So I would hope they look at different angles and also don't predict, don't guess. Don't guess.
Yeah.
Oh, this is his toe. Like, you have to make sure. And honestly, to me, if you're not 100% sure, you favor the goal. If it's that tight.
Yes, exactly. Whatever happened to giving the striker benefit of the doubt? Remember that?
Yeah, I know. It's always been like that, but.
Hodge ruined it. But we kept praising VAR in the Liga because we're like, it's automated, the decision comes in a split second, everything.
Yeah.
You see how much time they took today?
Yeah, I know. It's disgusting.
They took time reviewing.
It's happening in all sports, but
Yeah.
the VAR stuff, video checking. You need like 5 minutes to review a call. It's just nasty.
I'm all for taking VAR out of the game, man. Like, even now, I don't think you can even celebrate a goal as hard as as passionately as you used to be able to do before. Before the goal, the ball touches the net, you're screaming, you're losing your voice, everything. And now you're hesitant. You're like, do I go celebrate? Do I not
It
go
ruins
celebrate?
it.
I don't even want them to even do like what they were thinking about. Is like, oh, you know what? We might give like strikers the benefit of the doubt when it comes to like lines.
Yeah.
Maybe not to be. I'm like, this will bring even more chaos. Of like people always like, yeah. So I'm like, don't even do that. Either do
Wait.
this.
What do they want to do?
Because isn't it like they want to do like different like specific body parts?
Basically, like, what you want to do is if part of your body is still onside and part of it is offside, then you get the goal. Because say like your left leg is still in line with the defender, but like your shoulder, your head, and your right foot are offside, it would still count. Which I'm all for. Sports are for entertainment purposes. And what brings entertainment? Goals bring entertainment.
Goals, especially for football, especially.
Yeah.
It's
So
a low-scoring game.
Yeah, man. It's a very low scoring game.
Exactly. So a lot of the casuals don't like watching it. To be honest, if you ask people that are casuals, they don't like watching football like that. They see it as slow.
Yes, and not everyone watches it to see the build-up.
Tactical, yeah. Exactly. We've been watching for over a decade. So we are now like what attracts us to football games could be different to a casual. Casual is just like, hey, I want goals. Like our friend Mo Bender, he's a casual, so he'll watch these games and like he'll be entertained by goals. So
he's in the background today too. That's shit talk. That's crazy.
Thing is, I don't mind VAR because honestly the refs like make mistakes, but like the way they're using it is so bad with like people behind the monitor making decisions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm like, but it's like the amount of calls referees overall make. Honestly though, for a neutral, Barca needed to like lose a game because like I don't want them to just run away with the title. You guys needed a loss. A mini
Yeah.
humbling is always nice.
But I want to say something. We're praising Barca, sitting here like they're the goats, and we're shitting on Madrid. Madrid have a game in hand, and they're 5 points behind, which can technically be cut to two after the international break. So
It's
it's
about
just
the
how bad
football.
Barca have been for so long that now, for the first time, you have a minuscule lead. We're like, wow, man, Barca running away with it.
We won the league 2 years ago, by the way. We are
And
fine. We're fine.
listen, that league was given to Barcelona because Xavi and his ties with the La Liga. He's a La Liga legend, and it's Barca. It's UEFA Lona. Today UEFA Lona got UEFA Lona.
Listen,
That's insane.
just because Chelsea's downfall is mid-table and our downfall is just like third, doesn't mean that like you get to sit here and talk shit.
They're a retirement league. That's La Liga's a retirement
The
league.
third in La Liga is like 15th.
Probably. You do realize Southampton would thrive in the Liga, right? They play from the back. Ramsdale steps in as extra center back. Man, the football they
Honestly,
play,
Ward Prowse would dictate
Ward-Prowse would
games.
think they would.
Okay, but let's stick to the game.
I want something. Inigo Martinez, like, what do you think of him?
He's good. He's
He's
good.
a decent center back, ball playing wise. Like, do you think his?
I honestly think he's just a player to make up. Like, he's just there. He's a squad player, in my opinion. He's not a player for to start. Sorry,
Is someone missing a center back?
Araujo.
Where has he been this season?
I think he's injured. It's a
Right.
good question. I should know, but I think he's injured. Um,
Araujo.
yeah. So, but he's been doing a good job, to be honest. I think so. Like, again, like I said, he's not gonna be a long-term solution to our future games. But I think he's doing a good job, to be honest.
Yeah, no, he's decent. But
Yeah.
are you guys a one-man team though? Lamine
Sorry.
Yamal sits bench today and you guys lose.
And I'm just trying to see when he comes back. Araujo comes back December, early December, 2020.
But yo, are you guys a one-man team?
No.
You're not. Lamine Yamal sits today and you guys lose. You couldn't even score a goal.
No. Rafinha, Lewandowski, Olmo, Pedri. You know, we
But
have.
they played. Lamine Yamal sat on the bench and
For-
you guys couldn't win.
I think. Listen, so they also missed the chance. Like I think we got unlucky because when we score first, I think we'll do a pretty good job of either keeping the lead or maybe 1-1. But just to come off trailing and against Sociedad, they're good. They're a good team at home. The issue is that we also didn't create any chances. We also conceded almost a second goal in the first half, at the end of the first half, where it could have been easily 2-0.
I know.
So I think we have issues with, sometimes not being able to create chances. But we did score like 4 goals in like 4 games or something. So like the
But
goals
again,
might.
that's what I'm asking you. Are you a one-man team?
No
Because
way.
Lamine Yamal sits and you guys don't create. Like, you guys remind me, I'm not gonna lie, you're a better Chelsea from last season. Cole Palmer sits and we're cooked. Lamine Yamal sits and you guys are cooked.
First
What are
of
you
all-
telling me? 1-0 to Real Sociedad. I'm sorry.
You don't have
1-0.
any player that's near Pedri. You don't have a striker near Lewandowski. Your wingers are nowhere near Rafinha. Or
And that's fine. I agree with you. I said you're a better Chelsea from last season. But I keep saying you guys
yeah,
are
but that's a
one-man.
diss.
Yeah, it is a diss. You guys are not as good as you think you are.
Yo, Chelsea are a certain level and tier, and we're at a different level. Like we don't even. Me and you shouldn't be talking, like on this
We
call
don't,
right
we don't sit at the same table.
now. No, we're like our badge gives a different aura. Like it legit like makes other teams kind of like respect us, bow down.
We'll see when you guys progress in Champions League. I'll come back to this.
Semifinals minimum.
We'll see.
But yeah, I think the game was like just kind of sadly in the second half just dead. No goals, of course, and no chances really created. And honestly, I just want to talk about a little bit for the first goal. We didn't win the second ball, which was an issue, and then Kubarsi and Koundé kind of slept. But the issue is sometimes when you're pushing up, the ball kind of like went through, and the guy they were trying to keep offside or Zurabal, was the wrong player they were looking at because the winger came in from outside. So it was like, I don't know what you do there, right? Like I think you have to be maybe more alert in terms of the winger. Like maybe Koundé should have been more alert.
that's communication, 100%. But like, man, that's what I'm saying. I kind of do blame Kunde for that because Kunde's been playing at right back for at least a season for Barca now, and even at Sevilla he played as a right back. So that's that zone, that space, you should be aware of it and like what kind of run a winger can make. So for you to get
Yeah.
caught there,
Kunde is a man. Kunde is a player. Is like it looks cool in right back. Like it's like a nice thing to like a nice tiny show. It looks nice. The name looks nice. He's French, nice hair, comes in
yeah,
with nice. But he's not a player you want, to be honest. So
oh man, doesn't he play for France at right back too now?
I think
again,
so.
he has the aura. Like he has the like you know. Again, some players just sneak in.
Or sport is actually dead.
It's dead. But I don't think he should be like. I don't think if someone comes in for 70 million for Kunde, I'll sell it.
You don't remember we were in a fight, Chelsea and Barca over Kunde?
Yeah, I remember.
God, we got Malo Gusto. Praise the Lord, we got. Don't cover your mouth. Malo Gusto, by the way, is the
No,
best
I'm
right
kidding,
young
I'm
back
kidding. He's
in
nice.
the world, by the way, from the youngsters.
No, he's nice. He's nice.
Yeah. Malo Gusto's a baller.
Okay. Also, another player I want to shout out is Zubamendi. He was killing it this game. His passing ability is amazing. He's also linked to City, so I'm not quite sure if you guys
He was
know.
linked to Liverpool. He rejected Liverpool.
So it's funny. He rejected Liverpool in the summer, saying he owes his like loyalty to Sociedad and all that, and the city, and he's a boy of the club and all that. And then now there's like rumors of him being unhappy at the club, and he might go to City.
I think that's fake rumors, to be honest. Because I know City want him, but I don't think he's gonna go.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The money's think about the money as well.
It's life changing.
It's life changing.
Listen, all of us, including everyone in that room, especially that guy on the couch sitting beside you, is gonna go and get some money. Like he's gonna do that.
Being targeted. Let's
But here's the thing. I'm gonna say, I think he also like something that entices him is he's gonna be an automatic starter. He's a 6. Rodri's out. So you go, you know you're starting. There's no fighting for your position.
True. Honestly, I think just simply Arsenal picked the wrong Sociedad midfielder.
I don't know how you go for Mikel Merino, man.
No, you go for him. He's nice. He's a nice player.
He's not special.
No, Marino's taller.
Yeah, Marino's taller. They're
Basketball.
building an NBA team, by the way.
An NBA team. Okay, so that's kind of pretty much all I had for Barcelona. I think just unlucky win, to be honest. Sorry, unlucky loss. And I think we're going to bounce back after international break and just kind of go off of what we've been playing. I think just maybe a loss of what we needed is to kind of maybe learn and, kind of humble ourselves and calm down. We're killing it, but, there's still a lot to improve on. Especially with a team, sometimes you're inexperienced. If you go into big games in Champions League and then you don't have that learning phase, you might just get absolutely killed. So
It's a team, and it comes with games.
but all I'm hoping for is we face Liverpool somehow, somewhere in that Champions League and beat them. I want Liverpool.
You don't want another fullback crying in the dressing room.
Yo, Salah Penitentiary is getting way too full at this point. There's no more room.
Balde would pocket him.
Balde?
No, we would pocket
I have
him.
so many things I want to say right now.
It's okay. Once it's in the finals, we'll have an episode about the finals of Champions League of Liverpool, Barcelona. But
Wait, what makes you want to say that you want Liverpool?
because
I've never seen a fan want their club to get humbled.
but let me tell you why. I
Media.
want revenge.
And killed. And the whole season forgotten in just one game.
I just want that sweet, sweet man, that my king, revenged. I want him revenged.
You are not getting yo, man.
Wait for Roma to get back just so you can get revenge.
Yeah.
You guys don't do remontadas. Remontadas happen to you.
No, I want revenge. Then I want to lift his shirt and be like, for you, my king.
They're not gonna do that. This guy's to be in a fairy tale, by the way.
They better do that. He built that foundation. He built that club.
Our sport is a dark timeline. There's no happy endings.
I'm talking about Leo, by the way, if you didn't know.
Of course.
Next game, just one more game. Inter Napoli, 1-1. Just a couple things I kind of noticed was a McTominay goal. First of all, he actually is aware of the goal and he moves like a striker sometimes. I swear, how he held off Dumfries, and then touched it and hit it. I'm like, a lot of strikers wouldn't even think about doing that in that situation. So it was a nice goal. Galagaglu, crazy goal from
Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu. Goal from outside the box.
An absolute sleeper.
And I think he's one of those players that peaks maybe later in his career because he's been
Mhm.
playing really well. He's 30 right now, so it's not the oldest, but I think he's just hitting his like he's been hitting his kind of prime with Inter for a while. So I'm happy about that because he plays pretty well. Just one more
He missed
thing,
it badly, though.
Hmm.
or he didn't. I don't. He didn't miss for like 20 penalties or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That number 2021 is where players usually miss. I remember Balotelli had it missed for like
Oh
20
yeah.
penalties. He missed his 21st one or something. Man, it's too much going back to back to back. Like I'm worried for Cole Palmer as well because he hasn't missed one for us
You
yet.
have to miss eventually. You're not gonna keep 100%. It's just sad because it was a big game against Napoli. A win would have really helped. But I think what their issue is too, like of course I'm not gonna blame it on one player, but Laturo has been really disappointing this season. He
Yeah, he
has
declined.
yeah he has like one goal at home with Inter. Yeah, it's a crazy stat. He has one goal and he's been really underperforming. Hmm?
Turam stepped up for them this year.
Turam stepped up, but I don't think he's gonna win your title.
Sad.
Yeah,
This is the difference. This is why they're not top of the table. Like when Lautaro carries, he actually carries with performance, goals, and assists. Turam, he's there for like hold up and a bit of link up play, and then he chips in with his goals. But
yeah,
he can't carry. He can't win you an actual like a title, like you said. It's impossible. He's not that player. He's also still pretty young.
he is. I think
It's very tight in the Italian league right now, though. Like from first to like sixth,
very tight.
all the teams are up there.
Yeah, I honestly like. Who do you guys think is gonna win? I think Napoli honestly would be nice to win, but I want
Honestly,
Atalanta, man. I want Atalanta.
I want Gasperini to get a title, man.
I know.
Gasperini to get a title. But to be honest with you, the moment Conti signed, I'm like they're winning the title. That
You
man
think?
knows that he has the league wrapped around his finger. He knows it inside out. He knows the type. Like as soon as he went, signed three players: Lukaku,
McTominay?
McTominay, and Billy Gilmore, and they're cooking for him. And by the way, you know McTominay actually used to be a striker in his
Yeah,
academy.
I remember.
Like you grew up with it, he has it. He's a really good finisher as
Yeah,
well.
I used to watch it every night. Sorry, every weekend. McTominay striker. And just analyze this game.
Study his game.
But yeah, Laturo is just a concerning part for me. I think sometimes he gives me vibes of like a system player, where it's like more of the system he needs. He's a great finisher. He has a great touch, by the way. Like his ability to touch and turn, but I just feel like he doesn't give me that consistency that you might need for a certain tier of a striker. So I will always have him like below a certain tier, probably like the third tier striker.
Yeah.
But he's pretty good. But if he doesn't fire off the second half of the season, I think Inter just lose the title, and Inter should be going after every title because right now Syria is really weak in terms of like who can win the title. So I would go for it. And like AC Milan are fake title contenders in my opinion. They're not really playing very well. Juventus no. So take your chances. Napoli and you, I think this season. So I think they can win it. To be honest, though.
I'm all for Atlanta if they can pull through.
Yeah, me too. I would love Gasperini to win a title.
It's impressive how Conti just comes back in and he's topping the table.
Where was he last season? Or like, where was he before?
He wasn't managing last season, was he? He wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty much it for the weekend games that we wanted to kind of talk about. One more thing we wanted to mention was our underrated picks of the season so far. Just every week we pick a player or a club or a team. Sorry, a club or a team or a manager that we think is doing well or we're just impressing us in some sort of way. So I'll give it to Mo first to kind of shout out his, whatever player or club and let us know.
For me, Carlos Baleba, 20-year-old, Brighton. He started off last season decently, but then he was getting caught like with the physicality and the pace in the Premier League. But I can always tell like his touch was really good. His physicality was growing as the season went on. And then yesterday, he's been really good this season already. Yesterday he came off the bench. I was surprised not to see him start against
Yeah.
City. But when he came on at halftime, absolutely changed the game for them. Won the whole midfield battle. I could say on his own. He replaced that player they have named Ayari. Completely changed the game. They got to grips with it. They dominated City. And when Joao Pedro came on, it just everything was put together and he won them the game. But for me, definitely Carlos Baleba, 20-year-old running a midfield against Manchester City is in the Premier League is very impressive.
Yeah, no, he's a great shadow, I think. And yeah, Joao Pedro killed it too against City. Wassim, your shadow?
For me, it's Barcola from PSG, 22, and he already has like 10 goals for PSG in the league this year.
Hmm.
And he's like firing on all cylinders. I personally hope he makes a move, but honestly, PSG will most likely want to keep him.
Of course, I think, yeah.
I would hope that he gets out of League One personally, but he's definitely like been firing this year.
It's gonna be tough for him to get out though, because like, why would they
PSG
sell him?
Yeah, PSG has a black hole there.
Yeah, they keep him forever.
Either you run your contract, or you're like done. You're finished.
Yeah, like someone like Verratti too. Remember, like he couldn't get out. I think he wanted to come to us too. To be honest,
He would have been nice up.
I know, I agree. My shadow is kind of boring, but it's Salah, to be honest, because I feel like sometimes like Moe mentioned that he doesn't get the praise that he should be getting. I think he's at a certain caliber now of Premier League legends, and just because maybe some people don't find him very nice to or aesthetic to watch, that they kind of underplay the numbers and his impact on the team. If they win the title this season, again, it adds to his legacy, and he can win the Ballon d'Or. He's my Ballon d'Or shout, and I would love Salah to win the Ballon d'Or. Holy shit. Like, that would be so sick, honestly. It'd be so nice. But of course, it's still early. Ballon d'Or just finished, so we're going off this year. And there's a lot of players that also we can shout out for Ballon d'Or so far, like seasons so far. So I'm hoping Salah keeps it going. I'm hoping he kind of keeps his form up. And if he wins the Ballon d'Or, it looks so nice. I would love to hear that accent in that speech.
That's not what they want. They don't want a Muslim Arab to win it.
Yo, I really want him to win it. I want him to do so well. I just want to see how the voting goes. Because I feel like he's always been underrated.
He killed, was it like 2-3 years ago when he absolutely tore it apart?
Yeah.
Something goals and assists, and they're like, nah.
I think the only reason was trophies.
Barely top 10 that season.
I think it was just trophies that they maybe didn't see.
I think Madrid won a couple trophies that year.
Yeah. I was going to actually think about doing, obviously, like predictions, but unfortunately, we won't have that. I don't care about, I'm not going to lie, UEFA Nations League.
That'd be a rough
We're not going to do that. And I don't see really any games this week that kind of catch my eye. But so, Khalas, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it right here, and then we'll catch you guys on. We're gonna upload an episode midweek, hopefully, or maybe at the end of the week where we talk about either something to do with versus or like a ranking system for certain like midfielder or positions, or we're gonna pick something and we're gonna upload it, and we're gonna have fun with it. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on either SoundCloud, Apple Music, or even Spotify. And I recommend all of those because the quality is very, very good there too. And you can do audio only if you're chilling, if you're going on your commute to work, or if you're at work and miserable and just want to listen to something. Exactly. Multitask somehow, or just task on one thing, and that's the podcast, and forget work. That's another tactic you can do. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you this week later on. See ya.